Hello YouTube. Time for some authenticity. Authenticity is something I highly value. Being honest and authentic, living true to yourself will itself make you happy, make you happier. You don't have to be transparent and share everything with everyone. That's actually not healthy. But when you find yourself in a conflict, especially if you value authenticity, it doesn't make you feel so good. So I almost bailed. And I will post that video. It's half true. I didn't want to admit why I was almost bailing. In time, when I'm well again, I am going to be dedicating a great deal of my time to all of these plans and activities, finding places to volunteer and becoming more independent in transport. I actually already have arrangements to do this in therapy. However, when you live with bipolar disorder, right now, that's not the real reason why I was going to take a break from YouTube. I just was too ashamed to admit it. I wanted to put a positive spin on it, and was too ashamed to admit that I was overwhelmed. That saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. When you live with the condition I live with, sometimes it's really easy to think and to do everything. But trying to do even the most basic things when you're in a bipolar depressive episode can be really challenging. The physical energy and your thoughts are slow and blank, and even being able to operate something you're quite familiar with, the basic YouTube editor, becomes mentally difficult. And I was feeling unconnected to what I could make. My thoughts are moving so slow to come up with quality, even remotely quality ideas. Who knows if my previous ideas were quality or if I just thought that they were, because my bipolar may have been in a different place. To put out a video a day during a bipolar depressive episode is a really tall ask, and I wouldn't have understood that without having found myself here. And I thought that I was just becoming disenchanted with it, and I needed to focus on other things. And I realized I'm not well enough to focus on other things. I've even talked about that in therapy. They're gonna postpone things a little bit. I'm not well enough to think about much of anything, and maybe the videos that I have been filming aren't terrible. I just think they are because I'm not well. And the editing, everything is so difficult because I'm not well. So I couldn't bring myself to back out inauthentically. I couldn't bring myself to post that video, and I couldn't figure out why. And this morning I stumbled on the video that you just saw of myself in a different place, and was reminded of my why. And I'm so glad that that was filmed, because this is for me, and this is about acquiring discipline. And as much as I think that I am not acting through my emotions, that I'm making decisions with my conscious mind, when you have this disorder, it is really hard to differentiate that you are not being colored by a particular lens, and to act in a way that is not colored by your emotions. It reminded me of my why. And it showed me the reason why I was quitting was not because I'm going to venture out. I know that. Not right now, very soon, as soon as this passes. But not right now. And it's difficult because I'm sick. And I had made a promise to myself that this is what I was going to do. And you don't have to have bipolar to have this come up. If you fall off the horse, if you have a problem following through, willpower is not gonna keep you pursuing and endeavoring the things that you want to do for yourself. Even the things that you typically enjoy doing. We are battery again. We're not always going to feel like eating healthy, like taking a walk, like seeing people. We're not always going to feel like going to that job that we typically love. We're not always going to feel like that, and you don't always have to push yourself. But try to be very clear about why. Why are you doing something? Why do you want something? Whatever that something is, because the why is going to carry you through when the going gets rough, when it falls on its face, when you can't keep up anymore, when you can't stand up anymore. Life is easy when it's easy. It's hard when it's hard. The thing that's going to keep you on the path that you want to be on when you lost your way is to reflect back on your why, so you can continue to do those things. Act that way. Be that person. Even when challenges, whatever they are, come your way, you can pick up and continue to do them, no matter how difficult it is at any given time. Even if your head or your heart are in a different place, for a period of time. I'm not saying to force yourself to do something that no longer serves you. But if you've just lost your motivation, lost your sense of connection to what you're doing, you don't even know why. I don't even know why I bother. You know? This is all terrible. I don't know why I even bother. Why did I start doing this to begin with? Why did I even pick up yoga? You know? Reflect back. It may be good to even write down your why somewhere, because finding that video really helped. It figured it all out for me. And I'm not going to be one of those tough people. I didn't spend all this time working on myself to become one of those tough people that bails when my mental illness is in a down and I can't think straight and I can barely operate the coffee pot. I am not going to quit, because if I don't quit here, I don't quit there and there and there and there and there. People that go for runs aren't running to get awesome bodies. They aren't running every day because they love running every day. Sure, there's some. They're running every day so that when the shit gets kicked out of them from life, they know how to withstand it because they've acquired discipline to do the good things no matter what they feel, no matter what they think, no matter what other people think, the things they know they want and that are good for them, that they can stand through it to the other side and continue what they start, regardless. Follow through, consistency, honoring your own promises to yourself. These things teach us lessons. So when the going gets tough, keep going. Keep going. However small the going is. However you have to modify things to keep going in the right directions. Keep going. Reflect on why. If you're feeling disconnected, why did I do this to begin with? And that will help get you through. So yes, at some point, I am definitely going to take quite a bit of a hiatus and be doing several other things. But right now, I'm going to try to stick to a video a day. Because it's difficult right now. And I want the discipline to be able to freely, truly, freely, consciously act despite my constraints, despite the weather, despite the comings and goings of whatever. Discipline, not willpower, is what's going to get you through. And when you find yourself falling off the discipline wagon, reflect on your why. And the overall life you create will sustain you. Those habits that you do in one tiny situation filter out to a million others. So if you give up, if you back away, if you quit, when it's difficult, when you're dissatisfied with it, you will have a habit of doing that in other things. And that's not the person you want to be. That's not a person that you feel good about. You want to be a person that is resilient and moves even when they're frozen. And that requires discipline. And you can only acquire discipline by carrying on when it's difficult. Bye, you guys. Love you. Have a good weekend.